All right, good morning. 4 o'clock on this Tuesday. Thank you so much for waking up with us right here on the PIX11 Morning News. I'm Vanessa Freeman.
And I'm Craig Treadway. We begin the morning with a look at your weather and your traffic. I say that all the time. Alexa Farrell checking on the roads this morning.
But the situation is always different.
Every day is different.
Every day. And today is a Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning. Meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden has our forecast.
Is looking a little iffy. Right now, we have an actual batch coming through north and west of the city. It looks like maybe into Sullivan County. But apart from that, we are dry. It's just going to be an unsettled type of deal that we are anticipating. You don't see it really, but there is a high that's offshore. There it is. It's sitting offshore. It's going to allow for that return flow. What's going to happen is that some moisture will be built. And you'll notice that it'll start to feel actually a little bit sticky. Although today is the first full day of fall, looks like summer is trying to make a comeback. Temperatures in the 50s, mainly 60s though. So you may need a sweater or a light jacket depending on where you are. But overall, if you're in the city, even across Long Island, most of New Jersey, no jacket needed. Look at the big jump. We have milder air taking over. That's going to be the case. As a matter of fact, it's going to feel like summer by this afternoon. Upper 70s, low 80s. We'll have another breakdown coming up. We'll send it over to Alexa Farrell. She's got a look at your traffic. We felt it yesterday, as a matter of fact, but look how sizable Gabrielle is from yesterday. When we got on the air around 4 o'clock, it was a Cat 3. And I was just thinking to myself, or no, actually a Cat 2. And I thought to myself, okay, this is going to strengthen pretty quickly. And soon after, Cat 3. And then, of course, now it's a Cat 4, and a pretty strong one at that. So you can see a well-defined eye. That eye has gotten bigger over the course of the last 24 hours or so. And the convection is pretty intense. Now, we have low wind shear. We have those warm waters, which is adding as fuel to help Gabrielle intensify. So in terms of the track, the good news is that it's going to remain way out to sea. And of course, Bermuda could be feeling some impacts. The only impacts we'll feel is pretty much at the beaches. So just be mindful of that. 140 maximum sustained winds and moving northeast 13 miles per hour. So it has picked up in forward speed, and we anticipate that it will continue to do so as it continues on that northeast trajectory between now and tomorrow, eventually becoming a Cat 3 again and eventually weakening to a remnant low by the weekend sometime. So even though it's far away from us, the effects can be felt up and down the coastline from the eastern tip of Long Island all the way down to the Jersey Shore and even beyond. So with that said, dangerous rip currents, I'm talking life-threatening conditions, life-threatening surf. That's something to take note, because even though we're now in fall, we're experiencing summer-like conditions, and I know this is a surfer's dream, and some folks would just like to see those dangerous high waves. Definitely just be careful and try to avoid it the best you can. We're also paying close tabs on these two areas of concern, 50–80% respectively. This could become our next storms, Umberto and Imelda. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on that. Now, the one interesting thing is that with the upwelling, that's with the cooler waters reaching the surface, we'll see if it does kind of prohibit this from further strengthening. But you know what? This time of year, waters are pretty warm as it is, even deep down to the bottom of the ocean. So that's something that we're going to be watching. But right now, plenty of sunshine. We have clouds developing, a few showers in the works, at times even a thunderstorm. So it's something that we're also going to be monitoring throughout the course of the day and evening. As a matter of fact, from the rest of the week, it's going to be quite unsettled. I would have the umbrella handy just to play it safe. This front, by the way, it's going to become a cold front. It's actually going to push further east. However, it's going to stall out, and that's what's going to be bringing us the resurgence of moisture, and the humidity will be felt. As a matter of fact, taking a look temperature-wise, we're in the 60s, much warmer than where we were this time yesterday. Temperatures at around 66 New York City, 65 Farmington, a little cooler north and west, but still, you need a light sweater if your area is north and west. Otherwise, nothing. I mean, we're
next.
Okay, want to hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like Belly from Summer?
I know,
Oh,
but a
boy.
lot of people are excited about this doll.
Yeah?
I saw it popping up all over social media and
Yeah,
TikTok.
she's a little
and
tie to a doll a couple generations
Yes.
ago.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
So,
Well, now we've
it's
got
gonna
you
make you
sticking
feel
around.
old, I feel like.
So I
Especially
guess
if
it's
I was
way
a
off.
kid.
Yeah, okay. All right. Weather-wise, not a bad day, but we're looking at some rain, maybe.
Yeah, not a bad day. If anything, we get some showers, mainly north and west early, but I think good part of the day is going to be dry and warm.
good.
And a little
Okay.
humid. Yeah. It's kind of like summer trying to hang on, even though it's like it got the boot. It said, you know what? It's time to leave. But summer is trying to hang on. Here we are. These are the showers that I'm talking about. Really hit or miss. Sullivan County not affecting most of our coverage area. We're going to zoom out, widen things out a bit. We have a couple areas of high pressure, and that's what's keeping us dry for now. But the question is for how long? This low eventually will be on the move along with that front, and that front will eventually stall out over us. That's going to continue to bring some moisture this way. So it's going to be unsettled throughout the week. Here's a look at where we stand. 60s, excuse me. Oh, I wish it was 70s. 60s from Bating Hollow all the way west to Massapequa Valley Stream and across the tri-state. We have a little bit of a mixture, mostly 60s, but we do have some 50s, mainly north and west of the city. Speaking of 50s, dew point temperatures in the 50s and low 60s. That said, there may be some areas of fog because the two are almost equivalent. But one thing's for sure, it'll feel a little bit sticky throughout the day. Here is a look at your planner. We top out in the upper 70s, low 80s. Towards sunset is when we can 70s low. I'm even noticing there may be some areas that'll get into the mid 80s. Just a heads up there. Enjoy. Okay, so overnight, greater chance for those showers and storms. It's mainly close to around sunset and during the pre-dawn hours, and then it does kind of wind down. It's going to be scattered. Not everybody's getting it. Not everybody's getting it at the same time. This is Gabrielle, and continuing to head further away from our shores, but it's a strong Cat 4 right now, and then it'll eventually weaken, but it's going to churn up those waters, bringing along some treacherous conditions. Stationary front, there you go. It's going to be kind of hanging around. We have waves of low pressure riding alongside it. On the move, keep the umbrella handy right through the end of the work week. It looks like Saturday offers up some sunshine. If you have any outdoor plans, do it then, Saturday, Sunday. Here's a look at our rainfall amounts between now and then. So a good chance we get up to about a couple inches. Isolated spots could see more, of course. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast, and there you go. Temperatures leveling off, and we'll send it over to Alexa Farrell.
All right, Stacy-Ann, thank you so much. We're taking a look here.
Quick check of your commuter forecast with meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden.
I'm intrigued. All right, guys, getting ready to hit the road. Well, I'll tell you what, right now, and let you know exactly when you should expect that to occur. As far as our pollen, well, we're just looking at weeds being elevated. We'll have a closer look at that extended forecast coming up after the break.
With citizenship.
Okay.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay.
Like a social experiment or something?
And they have houses for $215,000.
I know.
gonna say.
You need to look at the real estate thing.
But they said
Cardboard
it's
boxes
free.
for
They
that.
said you'll be paid. That's
Right.
not paying. That's me paying them because I have to buy a house.
Yeah, but I
But
mean,
under that-
$215,000. I'm
Yeah.
You
trying to
can't get
figure out
that.
what my commute would be. Yeah.
You could just zoom in.
Is that, yeah. Yeah, can we go
Take
back
a
to
private
that?
jet every day.
set you up a studio.
Work from home?
Mhm. You'd have some amazing views, though.
Yeah, most
Amazing
definitely.
views.
Amazing indeed. And it's looking pretty amazing right now, but not for long. We have a temperature outlook. Now, we talk about meteorological fall encompassing the next several months, next few months, October, November, December, and of course, January, February, March, we get into technically like meteorological winter. Actually, no, I'm getting it backward. December is usually included. December, January, February, and then we get into the next phase of things. But right now, we're just looking at the next 3 months and how we fare. Now, we're looking at abnormally, unseasonably warm conditions, and it's about 40 to 50% chance across half of our coverage area. The other half will be in the 50 to 60% range. So October, November, December, kind of splitting the two here. That's what we anticipate. And for the next 3 months, we got equal chances of rain all across the board here, as you can see, noticing that. actually 33 to 40% chance above average. We'll see how it is. It's just something we go by. This is according to NOAA. But of course, as you know, weather changes day to day. Things can change at a drop of a hat. We will be here to bring you the latest. Here's a look. Sunshine mixing in with some clouds later on. A few showers and storms possibly this evening. A greater chance later on towards sunset. We're going to widen it out a bit. As you can see, we have that cold front, actually stationary front. It should become a cold front at some point. This right here will be that warm front. We're in the warm sector and we have that trailing cold front, but right now it's stationary. Once it's on the move, it's going to allow for those showers to reignite over and over again. It's not going to be an all-day washout per se today, but the threat remains today, tomorrow, even into Friday. All right, so here we are. Temperature-wise, we're in the 60s, upper 70s, low 80s, even some mid-80s in there. For this afternoon. So it's going to be a nice day temperature-wise, feeling like summer. And here we are back down into the 60s, maybe a 70-degree reading here or there, but I think either way it's just going to be a mild night. So figure during the daytime when you have a lot of clouds, it makes it feel a little cooler. It's quite the opposite overnight. You got a lot of clouds, keeping everything insulated, so milder temperatures. Plus you have the south wind also kicking up the humidity. North and west of the city, greater chance of the showers and storms developing. This is what it looks like across Putnam down and toward Dutchess and even over into Orange County around the 5 o'clock hour. We may get some breaks. It's not going to be widespread, like everybody getting at the same time. It'll start off scattered, then it starts to fill in more coverage at around 11 a.m. Then it kind of breaks apart. So for your morning commute, we are going to be okay. Spotty showers, heavier downpours Wednesday night into early Thursday. Thursday looking quite wet throughout a good part of the day. School day
With like Fat Joe,
Yes.
they give sneakers out to the kids.
And they enjoy themselves just as much as the kids enjoy seeing them.
So fun.
All right, well, you're going to get those sneakers wet a little later on.
You ain't lying. What you need to do is make sure you have the right footwear.
Yeah.
Rubber soles.
Don't wear your good shoes today.
Do not, child.
Bringing my rain boots. Did I make a mistake?
You know, you see, when you're leaving, it's going to be so dry. You'll be looking like Sasquatch out there with your rain boots. You don't want to be a unicorn out there right now. But later on tonight, even tomorrow, you'll probably need it at some point, especially Thursday. Thursday looks to be the wettest of them all. Right now, taking a look at our satellite and radar, we are pretty quiet to start. But just off to the left of our screen, north and west of the city, greater chance for those showers to develop. So it's going to be unsettled. High pressure right now is holding on. We're holding on to that dry air, but that's all going to change throughout the day. More moisture. You'll feel a little bit of humidity. I know a lot of folks have taken a break from the AC, but today you're probably going to need it in the afternoon, especially if you're in the car. Here's a look at where we are. Orange County, 54, Port Jervis, as well as Chester. Middletown, 56. Wider view of things, as you can see there, 67, New York City. Here we are, dew points, 50s. That's good hair day. But once we get into the 60s, if you're Nassau, Suffolk, for instance, that's pretty humid, pretty uncomfortable. It starts to get really sticky throughout the day. Oh, no, this is not outside. It's really dark, but not this dark. But either way, upper 70s, low to mid 80s expected today. We'll send it over to Alexa Farrell.
All right, Stacy.
Weather and traffic here at 6:48. Alexa Farrell, of course, watching the roads and rails.
And meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden with a look at this weather.
Yes, the weather shaping up quite nice right now, but I know things are going to deteriorate as things come to focus. Yesterday's highs, though, take a look. We're in the 70s, low 70s, Bridgeport 70, Islip 74, Central Park made it to 73 degrees. We expect a big jump, almost 10 degrees up from yesterday by this afternoon. Take a look at our satellite and radar. Winds out of the south, southwest. We had some showers move through. Didn't really materialize too much. It kind of fell apart. This air low, nice to the morning. You'll feel the humidity creep up on us throughout the course. This afternoon, though, nice, comfortable temperature-wise, feeling like summer. Looks like it's like upper 70s, low to mid 80s expected across the board. And for the overnight, we're back down into the 60s, low 70s. Perhaps we anticipate the sheer chance closer to set. You figure after about 5 p.m. Handy. Thursday looks pretty wet as well. I think there's still a threat for your day. So although it's not going to be raining every single moment of every breaks in between, you should have the rain gear handy just in case. And By the way, Thursday, you'll definitely need the rain boots because it looks like it's going to be wet throughout a good part of the day. And take a look at Gabrielle. It's looking wet, 40. I just wanted to sit here for a second because it measures about 17 miles of last week County or even Eastern Queens. You're probably within that eye wall, so you look up and you see beautiful blue skies, but around it, of course, is what we have here. Really strong convection. As a matter of fact, it's eventually going to weaken because it's going to encounter cooler waters, rapid wind shear, which usually tears apart a storm. It usually means that it's getting less gas. So less fuel means that the storm will be weakening over the maximum speed of 140 miles per hour and moving northeast 13 miles per hour. It's moving towards the Azores, so it's not going to be our problem, but indirect impacts for us, especially at our ocean waters up and down the Atlantic, stronger.